Judge, for Miss Macias,
Mhm.
I sent you the docket before an attorney was appointed. It's the public defenders.
Right. Look at the one that had a bond reduction on the felony yesterday.
Judge, that was Pedro Perez, and I did not see that that case actually went. I was looking yesterday at that case, and I didn't see that they even had the hearing, Judge.
Okay.
I believe that case is going to be Mr. McLean's from the Public Defender's Office.
Okay.
Y también vi que había dicho el piso anterior que había ido 2 veces en febrero 7, también fui para un examen de los ojos más profundo, donde me trataron los ojos y me examinaron más. También pagué una cantidad de $50, pero sí también pide que me cambie ese.
All right. There's the annex. Good morning, Annex.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Who do you have?
We have Diaz Paulan, Macias Myrna, Martinez Abel, Perez Pedro, Rojas Gloria, Sales Crystal, and Soto David.
Okay. Let me see who I have. Let me have Crystal Rosales, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Yanez.
Good morning, Your Honor.
The court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Crystal Rosales, cause number 2022-0C06492.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of council?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Silva for the state, we're ready.
And Luis Yanez, on behalf of the defendant, we're also ready for this motion.
All right. You are Crystal Rosales.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirm testimony may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you have, Mr. Yanez?
Your Honor, we filed a motion to withdraw. The attorney-client relationship has deteriorated. My client's not following advice, including signing off the waivers of arraignment. And she has expressed the will to get new counsel as well, Your Honor. I don't think we can continue to work together. And I think it affects my client's constitutional rights, given that she doesn't follow advice. So I would urge to
I didn't know.
consider.
I'm sorry. I
me to
didn't get to
withdraw.
explain it. I didn't.
Wait a minute, Ms. Rosales. Let your attorney finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Yanez, anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right. What seems to be the problem, Ms. Rosales?
The day I went to look for my lawyer, the lady didn't explain to me right what she wanted me to sign. And she just told me I have to sign the paper, and I thought I was gonna sit down with my lawyer and have a explanation because I needed it. I don't know what was going on, or what was I signing off, or what was my waiver, or what was really going on. She just told me I had to sign that paper. But if you would explain to me right now, like I would understand, you know? I don't know what she wanted me to sign or anything. She just said I had to sign it.
All right. Well, he is your lawyer, Ms. Rosales, and he represents you. I mean,
And Your Honor, there's a lot more that I.
staff
Okay,
have
Sorry to
their
interrupt,
clients sign routine documents.
okay. I didn't know if it was like bad or good. I have a disability learning, so I kind of need to understand if it's, you know, a little bit.
All right, Mr. Yanez, what were you saying?
Your Honor, there's a lot more that I cannot put on the record. If the court would want me to explain out of the record, outside the record, I can definitely do that, but I don't want to hurt my client by putting all those things on the record.
Okay, let's go off the
That's fine.
record a moment. Go ahead, Mr. Yanez.
Your Honor, my client was also very belligerent. It seemed like she was intoxicated when she came, and she said she didn't need any of this, and basically was rude to my staff, as well as acting belligerent and what appeared to be intoxicated. She said she didn't need any of this. She didn't understand, and she went on and basically told my staff off, and that she didn't need any legal advice. And I was hearing it from my office. I was in a hearing, but she was outside when she showed up, and that she wasn't going to follow any of this, and she's back in jail because she's not following any of the court's orders, including the jail max orders, Your Honor. So those were the reasons.
All right, back on the record. Have you filed motions to withdraw on the felonies?
I did, Your Honor.
Do you have an upcoming hearing on those?
I believe that the judge is just going to sign off without a hearing, Judge.
Okay, what court are they in?
The 168.
All right, then for today, I'm going to grant your motion to withdraw, Mr. Yanez. Ms. Rosales, we need to move your case along as quickly as possible.
Okay,
I don't want you showing up intoxicated to your attorney's office. If you were to get out of jail, in the meantime, you're sitting there and you need to cooperate with your attorney, because this is the one time that I'm going to grant a motion to withdraw. Understood? All right,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
point somebody on there that'll do the felonies.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Let's see. Let me have, oh, you don't have Mr. Martinez. Myrna Macias. Who is on that?
Your Honor, it's Ms. Yaldo. We spoke about that case earlier.
Let me
Um,
let her in. Hold on.
okay.
All right. Court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Myrna Macias. Cause number 2020-0C00927.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Silva for the state. We're ready.
Good morning, everyone. Ana Yaldo with the El Paso County Public Defender Office here on behalf of Ms. Myrna Macias, also ready.
You are Myrna Macias.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right. What do you have, Miss Yaldo?
Judge, thank you so much. I want to make this as easy for you as possible. So I did visit with Ms. Macias this morning. I am prepared to go forward on a bond hearing. However, I spoke with Ms. Macias and I also spoke with Mr. Silva before the hearing, and we have reached an agreement on a plea of true. If the court would be willing to set Ms. Macias for one for next week. The offer is 30 days. She currently has 10. So I believe the added week should get her to the 30 needed for her sentence, if the court would be willing to accept it.
I don't know that I will, considering her history.
What would the court be willing to accept?
Well, that depends on whether these other 2 DWIs are convictions in Arizona.
Your Honor, I have not been provided with anything. I just got appointed this case 2 days ago, and I don't have access to the portal or any rap sheet. So I'm sort of going into this blind.
The PSRS system shows she had a DWI June 2021 in Arizona, and then an aggravated DWI February of 22, also in Arizona.
Can we
I would
ask-
need more information to see whether those were convictions or not.
Can we ask Ms. Macias if they were convictions?
Certainly.
Ms. Macias, only answer my question. The 2 DWIs that the judge mentioned from 2021 and 2022, were those convictions? Were you found guilty? Or are you still in court?
I'm still working on them.
All right.
With-
We can definitely set it for a plea of true next week, and we can talk about the recommendation.
Okay, Your Honor, that's fine.
Okay, thank you very much. You may be excused. That's all you have.
Bye-bye.
Who is on Gloria Rojas? Is that you, Ms. Yaldo?
I believe that's Josh Avila. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay, and then on Pedro Perez, it's Jerry McLean.
That's
Yes,
correct.
Judge.
Okay, let me have Mr. Perez, please. All right, court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Pedro Perez. Cause number 2022-0C05974.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of council?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Silva for the state. We're ready.
Good morning, Judge Jerry McLean for Mr. Pettis. Ready, Judge.
You are Pedro Perez.
Hello.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear affirm testimony may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Sir?
It's not.
All right. What do you have, Mr. McLean?
Judge, so we're here, of course, just on the criminal mischief. I have a non-prosecution statement from the complaining witness. And this is Miss Elizabeth Pettis. I'll forward to the state. We went for a bond hearing on Wednesday, yesterday, for the felonies. We're going to be reset for that one. So we're going back in a week. So that's still unresolved, Judge. We'll be there next Wednesday. I am asking for a PR bond, Judge. This one is, a very small part of the bonds holding him. I believe he has $25,000 bond on a, let me see, I believe it's it's a burglary of habitation intending other felony. So we're working on that case. In the meantime, Judge, I would ask for a full PR on this one. We do have the non-prosecution statement, which I'll immediately send to the state. And that'll just facilitate working these two cases out together should be worked together in tandem in that court with dismissal of this charge ultimately, I believe.
All right. Well, I see he has a felony AFV as well. Is that still pending?
I don't believe it's been. I'm sorry, Judge. I'm looking at the wrong sheet here. I don't believe it's been actually filed yet, Judge.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Cause number. I show a 2022 cause number.
For the assault, Judge? If so,
That's what I showed here.
If it has, Judge, it's been very recently filed. The 2022-5814 burglary of habitation intending other felony was assault family violence. So that may have been folded under, it may have been consolidated under that burglary of habitation.
Okay, was that the same complaining witness?
Yes. Yeah. So one incident, but they charged it a degree higher by the alleged unlawful entry, which is something I'm discussing with the state.
And there was a 2023 VPO?
Judge, that one was declined according to the booking information I have.
Okay. And last time this matter was set, the defendant had a detainer for another agency. Is that still pending?
Not to my knowledge, Judge. Let me review just to make sure. I'm not aware of any detainer, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Silva, do you have anything?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe that is correct. The assault, family violence from 10/1/2022 does not have a cause number. I looked in the notes. It hasn't been filed or accepted. The only case pending besides the criminal mischief, both criminal mischiefs, is the burglary of habitation to intend other felony. He does have, what worries the state is he does have extensive criminal history dating back to 2009, where he was placed on community supervision for aggravated robbery. There was another criminal mischief in 2010, and then he has a conviction of DWI, 2 criminal mischiefs pending, and then the burglary of habitation to intend other felonies. So at this time, the state respectfully request the court to leave the bond amount as is and not give a PR component.
Okay, are the 2 criminal mischiefs that he has pending the same CW?
Yes, Your Honor. It's on the same date too.
Okay. Considering all your history, all the defendant's history, and the fact that he was rearrested back at the CW's home 6 days after he was released on a PR bond, I think the bond currently set is more than reasonable, and therefore the court will deny your bond reduction request, Mr. McLean.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge. May we be excused, Judge?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And Mr. Silva, I will email you the non-pros statement on this one.
Thank you, Mr. McLean.
Yes, sir.
All right. May I have Gloria Rojas, please? Mr. Avila. All right, court calls the case of State of Texas versus Gloria Rojas, cause numbers 2023-0C00063 and 2022-0C04247.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Silva for the state, we're ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. Josh Avila for Ms. Rojas. The defense is ready.
All right, you are Gloria Rojas? Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear firm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, what do you have, Mr. Avila?
Good morning, Judge, if I may. Ms. Rojas right now is being held on 2 misdemeanor cases in your court. It's a criminal mischief between $100 and $750 and an assault causes bodily injury. We recently had a bond hearing, Your Honor, on the felony, and her felony are through 2 counts of an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and an assault, family violence with a previous conviction. The felony court reduced her bond, and her family is in full support of her. They're able to afford that bond. However, they're not able to afford the bond cumulatively with the misdemeanors. So we wanted to approach the court to see if the court would be amenable to reducing or giving Ms. Rojas a PR bond. Her criminal mischief has a $1,500 cash surety bond, and the assault causes bodily injury has a $7,500 bond. The assault causes bodily injury case, Your Honor, she picked up that case while she was in jail the day after Christmas. And the criminal mischief is connected to the felonies. The criminal mischief, the father is the alleged complaining witness, and he has signed a non-pros for us on that. And she has been in custody since September the 18th, Your Honor. So we are asking the court to please consider a PR bond on her cases.
Does she reside with her father?
Oh, that's a good question, Your Honor. No, there was a protective order at the onset of this case. So we took measures to see if she can get a place of her own, and she did. Her mother has been in contact with me, and they have an apartment where she's going to have employment there as well.
All right, what is the father's address? Ms. Rojas, do you know your father's address?
Yes, it's 101 in East in Horizon.
It's what?
101 in East.
Ennis? in Horizon.
79928, I think, or 38.
What is your father's name?
Juan Rojas Rodriguez?
All right. Mr. Silva, do you have anything?
Yes, Your Honor, I was able to confirm the address is 101 East Street, Horizon, Texas, 79928. And then the CW is Juan Rojas Rodriguez.
Yes. Do you have anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Rojas has extensive history dating back from 2015 when she picked up her first assault causes bodily injury family member. She was convicted of that and 2 more AFBs on 6/4/2019. Since then, she has committed criminal mischief and then picked up 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And while she was in jail, she picked up an assault charge. That given that even in jail, she cannot stay out of trouble and is assaulting people, the state is concerned with that she is a danger to the community if she's out, and giving her extensive criminal history regarding revolving around violence, the state respectfully asks the court to not grant PR bond and leave the bond as is.
All right. The court is going to grant a $1,000 PR bond on the criminal mischief and a $2,500 surety bond on the assault. Ms. Rojas, you should not have any contact whatsoever with your father or with the address where he resides at 101 and East in Horizon. You are to be reporting to PR bonds, maintain current contact information, use no illegal substances, and pick up no new offenses. Any violation of those conditions, you will be rearrested and you'll be sitting in jail till these cases are resolved. Any questions?
Oh, Your Honor, thank you very much.
All right, anything further?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you very much. Nothing from the
Thank you.
defense.
You may be excused. May I
Thank you,
have
Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, please? All right, court calls a case of state of Texas versus Jesus Martinez, cause number 2022-0C01180.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Silva for the state. We're ready.
Your Honor, Eduardo Solis from Mr. Jesus Abel Martinez.
You are Jesus Martinez? Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear affirm testimony you may give this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen, Mr. Martinez?
Oh,
Have you discussed the immigration consequences of a plea of guilty on this case with your attorney?
yes, ma'am.
Has he advised you this is the deportable offense or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is deportable.
Yes,
And knowing that, are you absolutely sure you wish to go forward and plead guilty on this case?
yes, ma'am.
Charged with the offense of terroristic threat alleged to have occurred April 6, 2022 in El Paso County, Texas. To those charges, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Your Honor, may I for a moment, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
So here's our dilemma, and I worked really hard to get medical records to the Assistant District Attorney handling the felony. from EHN, from the El Paso Psychiatric Center operated by Texas Tech, and from the jail annex, who has various mental health providers come in and provide services to the detained individuals. And so the idea was to dismiss the felony, assault on a public servant, that arose from the same incident, because there's psychotic features and bipolar and all these sorts of medical or mental health history.
Mhm.
And so the misdemeanor reads as follows. It tracks actually, there are two misdemeanor offenses that we could go with. One is the terroristic threat A1, which is to cause a reaction of any type to his threat by an official or volunteer organization to deal with the emergency, or two, to place a person in fear of imminent bodily injury. They are both Class B misdemeanors. My research indicates that a crime of moral turpitude attaches to the information as it stands now, that is to place a person in fear of serious bodily injury. It would cost the state nothing to amend the information orally, we would agree, to go with A1, that is to engage in a terroristic threat to cause a reaction by basically an emergency department, PD, fire department, something like that. It works the same offense, it works the same punishment. It just puts Mr. Martinez in a better position should the ICE or HSI determine they want to move to deport him. So my consult with immigration lawyers, my own research with the Fifth Circuit says that A2 exposes him as a crime of moral turpitude to removal, whereas A1 dramatically decreases that possibility. So I've reached out to both prosecutors. I've heard nothing. They were eager to receive the records that I delivered, but my request here has fallen on deaf ears. I'm asking the assistant DA assigned the case now to make that call and just go with terroristic threat 2207A1 rather than A2 for all the reasons I've explained.
Your Honor, I did receive Mr. Solis's request. I spoke to my chief and we're okay with pleading him to 2207A1.
All right, then let me ask you again, Mr. Martinez, charged with the offense of terroristic threat under statute 2207 section A1. To those charges, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Court will follow the state's recommendation, find you guilty, sentence you to 180 days in jail plus court costs with credit for time served on everything. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
For the defense, I just asked Ms. Villa to note in the judgment that it would be pleading guilty and the judgment should reflect to Texas Penal Code 2207A1, please, Your Honor. That's all I have.
All right, you may be excused. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank
May
you.
I have Faulan Diaz, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, court calls cases of the state of Texas versus Faulan Diaz, cause numbers 2022-0C03150 and then 2022 P file 07134.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso County Judge's statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Silva for the state. We're ready.
Carl DeCote for Faulan Diaz, ready, Your Honor.
All right, we set this matter for a status hearing to see what's going on with the felonies and see how quickly we can get these misdemeanors moving.
Yes.
Mr. DeCote?
Right. Mr. Diaz wants to go to trial on his felony, so I don't know if you want to set something up for after that trial, or if you want to
Is
set
it
this for
set for
trial
trial
also.
currently?
I believe so. I even filed a speedy trial motion because he's in.
Okay. Has the, Omar, has the unfiled VPO been filed yet?
No, Your Honor, and I did confirm that the felony is set for trial on April 28th
April
Uh,
28th.
of this year, Your Honor, in the
And
forum.
what'll happen to the 2 misdemeanors once the trial takes place?
Your Honor, I believe it's the same CW. Let me double check.
On everything?
I believe so, Your Honor, but let me just double check.
Okay.
It's in. Yes, Your Honor, it's the same CW. So depending on if what happens from the trial, I believe either we'll give them an offer or we'll dismiss the cases. Depending on what happens with the trial.
Okay. Mr. Dakotes, what do you think will happen to the misdemeanors?
I'm hoping they get dismissed. My understanding, real quick, just to give you context, is this person made up some stuff and then started living in Fowlon's residence. So when Fowlon goes back to his house, this dude's still there, and yeah. I think it's going to get worked out, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to give you a little more time, Omar, if you'll see if the other VPO can get filed as quickly as possible so we can get that case moving as well.
Yes, Your Honor, I will work on it this week.
All right. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing for me, Judge. Thanks very much.
Thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
May I have Mr. Soto, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Jose Soto, cause numbers 2023-0C00691 and 2023-0C00373.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Silva for the state, we're ready.
And Daniel Avalar for Jose Soto.
You are Jose Soto? Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yeah.
You can put your hand down. Go ahead, Mr. Avalar.
Thank you, Judge, and good morning. Your Honor, yeah, this is Mr. Jose Soto. The court would recall.
Yes,
that,
court recalls.
Yeah, back in late January, we had a bond hearing where the court granted him a PR bond.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went over to, well, he gets
4
out.
days later, he was arrested for the criminal trespass on the same property.
I don't know if it's the same property, Your Honor, but a trespass is true enough, Judge. We went over to the 120th. That court granted him a PR bond on his alleged felony, Judge. I suspect it was because, and I was there, but I suspect it was because it's actually an enhancement. It's a minor offense, but because of his priors, he's enhanced, Judge. And then here we are now, Your Honor. I am asking the court then to reinstate his PR bond, Your Honor.
It was in fact the same property. And the court had admonished him in the PR bond not, or to stay away from that property. Mr. Silva, do you have anything?
Yes, Your Honor, I did confirm, the criminal trespass from 1/16/2023 was in against Mr. Alejandro Colon, was the same criminal trespass on 1/28. Mr. Soto has a theft conviction on 8/30/2022, another theft conviction on 9/7/2022. And Mr. Avalar is correct because of those two thefts, even though they were under $100. The theft he committed on 10/26/2022 was enhanced and became a felony. He was given PR bond on 10/28/2022. He violated that PR bond by getting the criminal trespass on 1/16/2023. This court gave him PR bond on 1/26/2028, and he violated not only by committing a new offense, but going to the same location you admonishment not to go to. Therefore, the state believes that the defendant will not comply with PR bond, and the current bond is adequate, Your Honor.
Mr. Soto, do you know Mr. Colon? Pardon?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you know him?
Went to grade school together.
Why do you seem to be obsessed with his property?
Because it was mine at one point.
It is no longer your property. It is his property. I asked you to stay away from that property, and the minute you got out of jail, you went back there.
Also, I was trying to retrieve my stuff, my laundry that I had there.
Mr. Colon, I don't like to play revolving door. I'm not going to be letting you out on a PR bond just to have you back in jail in a few days.
Yeah.
If you like where you're at, I can accommodate you and let you sit there in jail until it gets through your head.
Yes, ma'am.
The court is going to reduce the bond on the case ending in 373 to 1,000 PR, 500 surety. And on the case ending in 691, the court will reduce that to 1,000 PR and 1,000 surety. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Not from the defense. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Soto, again, you are to stay away from the property. What is the address, Mr. Silva?
The address is, it's a PO box, Your Honor.
What are the numbers?
PO Box 1873.
No,
I'm sorry?
the street address.
That's the address I have. PO Box 1873, Fabens, Texas 79938.
No,
No,
Judge,
sir.
I have
It's
it
on
as
Ladera Verde.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. It's 1225 Ladera Verde and Fabens. And Fabes.
Okay, you are to stay away. Do not go anywhere near 1225 Ladera Verde. You
Judge,
are not to retrieve anything from there. You are to commit no new offenses, use no illegal substances, report to PR bonds, and maintain current contact information with them. Any violations of those conditions, Mr. Soto, a warrant for your arrest will issue. Understood?
No.
All right. If there's nothing further, you may be excused.
Your Honor, I have it as 1224, Your Honor, according to both affidavits.
Okay.
In fact, the affidavit says that the alleged victim stated that he is currently in San Antonio, Texas, but he is the owner of the property located at 1224.
Okay, then you are to stay away from the property at 1224 Ladera Verde, Mr. Soto. If there is nothing further, you all may be excused except for my staff, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is it. Thank you, Annex.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There it goes. All right, since I am off tomorrow, is there anything, any questions?
None for me, Judge.
I have a question for today's judge. Is Mr. Martinez going to get a new docket sheet?
Yes,
Yes.
please. I have one here, but it's the same one, so let's just do a new one.
Okay. I didn't want to send it to the clerks if it was gonna be changed.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Nothing else? Nothing? All right, you all have a great weekend, have a good holiday. And if I can get Tuesday's docket, do we have a docket Tuesday?
No, ma'am, that is the day that it was the
Oh, that's right.
The judicial
yes,
conference.
I couldn't think of what it was. Yes.
The summit, yeah. Okay, then I will see you all next week.